What's up guys, Professor Gustavo here. Today let's take a look at this single leg X-guard sweep done by Marcelo Garcia. This is a great option when your opponent has that double lapel control. People don't do this as much now as they used to. This matches from the 2010 Worlds, but it's still important to know how to deal with that, especially at the lower levels. White, blue, and purple, they might still do that. At the higher levels, they usually prefer to clear their foot from the hip instead. So let's start here with the entry into the single leg X guard. Marcelo is playing his sit-up guard. Calasans is going to step forward, charging, stepping in between Marcelo's leg. So maybe thinking about a knee slice or something. So immediately Marcelo kills Calasans' arm, and he's already hugging Calasans' leg here, right? In order to defend this leg that's in between his legs, occupying the inside space here, Marcelo is going to throw a shin on shin, right? Not only blocking the leg as a defensive tool, but also to set up his entry into the single leg X guard. He has a nice grip here on the pants. He's killing the opposite arm. He's going to shoot himself under, getting the shin on shin here to elevate Calasans' leg, but not only that, the right hook here also. He's going to shoot and drive against Calasans' butt to elevate him into the single leg X guard. Beautiful entry. I cover all the details about these entries and single leg X guard in one of my courses called Ashigarami Fundamentals. Now let's take a look here. Calasans he's gonna control double lapel here to prevent the most basic sweep from single leg X guard, which is lifting the hip up, turning the knees quickly to drop the guy on his butt. So Calasans is doing the right thing. Especially 10 years ago, people were not very familiar with single leg X guard. So yeah, nowadays people clear the foot as we saw before, but this is still a legit defense against the primary sweep. But there are much other stuff that we can do if the guy leans forward like this. We are gonna see right now Marcelo first option is trying to break that grip, but it's not easy. A grip on the collar is not easy to break, especially from the bottom position. Marcelo goes with both hands there, but he can't break it, right? It's too strong. But the more Marcelo tries to break the grip, the more he feels that Calasans is leaning forward. We can see here Calasans' head dropping lower, and he's leaning forward even more the more Marcelo tries to break that grip. So Calasans pulling himself, leaning forward, making impossible, not only because of the leaning but because of the grips, impossible for Marcelo to sweep him on his butt. Calasans is attached, anchored to his gi, right? So Marcelo feels that Calasans commit even more now. So Marcelo is going to change his grips. Instead of putting him on his butt, he's going to throw him on his head. That's where he's going for, right? His energy is going forward. That's exactly where Marcelo is going to take him. He's going to change his grips from the sleeve. His left hand goes to the knee, and his right hand goes to the elbow. He's already starting to use the hook here on Calasans' butt to lift him up. Almost it's basically a butterfly sweep. His arms here are gonna work in a steering wheel motion. He's gonna lift his left hand diagonally to the left, and he's gonna punch his right hand in and then diagonally down to the right side here. Steering wheel motion as he elevates Calasans' hip with his right hook here. Now, important to say that this sweep, it was purely based on timing and reading Calasans' balance here, because this right hook here is not super strong, okay? Because this left foot is still at the hip. If Marcelo Garcia wants to add more power to this leg here, he would have to drop his left foot to the ground so that he can push off that foot to lift his hips, extending his legs even more and with more power. But because Calasans is leaning forward so much, Marcelo it was enough just with the arm here rotation, steering wheel motion, and lifting the right foot. That was enough to take him down and score the sweep. Calasans was so stubborn with those grips there that if he wanted, there is nothing, right? There's nothing controlling Calasans' right arm here. He could have posted his right arm on the ground trying to defend the sweep, but he was so stubborn with those grips that Marcelo just went with the flow, right? He lifted the hook, steering motion with the arms, he was able to sweep. Now, if he had posted, Marcelo would have many other options, right? He could transition into modified X guard. See that also Calasans is stepping his leg forward trying to defend the sweep. Marcelo could have grabbed that ankle and went to a tripod sweep, right? So many options from there, from that situation, that it's all covered in the Ashigarami fundamentals if you guys want to take a look.